Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab. If you're new, I'm Yori. Please consider subscribing to my channel as I do upload makeup and beauty related content every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday Central Standard Time. Today's video is another installment of my 2 Looks 1 Palette series, and today I'm featuring the Kat Von D Saint Sinner palette as was requested in the Saint Sinner swatch video. I hope you'll enjoy the two sides of Saint Sinner as I give you Saint Sinner for day as well as Saint Sinner for play. If you do enjoy this kind of video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up before you leave, and also in the comment section, make sure to leave any requests for any other palettes that you would like to see featured in this series. So without any further delay, let's get started. I'm so excited. I'm loving this palette so much, but here's the problem that I always have when I work with this palette is I have a tendency to forget where I'm going. Today I'm going to work and I go right there for all those bright bold colors. So I'm going to try to keep it a little neutral and I'm going to maybe create a halo eye. I want to use Sacred Heart and I want to transform it with the Rapture shade. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started and see what happens. Alright, so I've primed my eyes already using the Milani eyeshadow base, and I did set that with translucent face powder when I was doing my base makeup, but I want to go ahead and apply a base shadow, so I'm using the shade Amen all over my lid, and I'm going in with a Morphe M501 brush for that. Alright, next I want to go in with the shade Martyr, and that's going to be my first transition shade. I don't think I want to use that brush necessarily, so I'm going to go in with an E28 from Morphe. I did mention Martyr was going to be one of my favorite shades, and I have honestly used it almost every single time I've used the palette. I just think it's a beautiful transition. I'm doing this tutorial in a slightly different way than I did my Lila palette tutorial. For the Lila palette tutorial, I just sort of showed you what I was doing. So I'm going to try a talk through. If you prefer this way better, make sure and let me know in the comment section down below, because I do want to make sure that you enjoy my videos, including the tutorials, because you guys do ask for them a lot and I'm happy to do them. I love to do them. I mean, I'm not a makeup artist, but I certainly love doing makeup. I think I want to go in with the shade Rosary. And here I go again. Like, even when I try to do neutral, I always do bright colors. So I'm picking up Rosary with a Goss 06 brush, and I'm going to put that on the outer and inner third of my eye. Alright, so I had forgotten to turn the face detection on my camera, and my camera was focusing on my mirror. So I'm going to repeat the steps that I did on the other side on this eye. Basically, I put the shade Rosary on the inner and outer third of my lid. I'm going to try to go for a halo eye, so I'm going to try to avoid the center of the eye. And I did mention that I like this brush. This is a Goss 06 brush because the edge is very, very thin and it allows me to control how the shadow applies on my inner corner especially. Because even though I'm doing a halo eye, I don't want it to be sort of all over the place. Alright, so I've got the inner and outer third, and I'm just going to connect them at my pretend crease over here. So notice I have no shadow right on the center of my lid. So I'm going to go back into the brush that I had the Martyr shade, and I'm just going to blend out the edges. I do want to deepen up the color just a tad, so I'm going to take a very dirty MAC 239 brush. I'm using a deep shade, so the fact that it's dirty doesn't bother me. I just finished filming the swatch video for the Prism palette, and I was using this brush, and those colors are super pigmented, and I haven't cleaned it yet. This is supposed to be a white brush. So I'm using the shade Crucifix, and I'm just using that to intensify the color just on the outer and inner corner, but I'm not taking it as far inside as I did the other shade, nor am I taking it as high. Right, and I'm going to slightly connect those as well with no additional product on my brush so that it makes a nice gradient. Alright, so now I'm going to go back in with that Goss brush again and just sort of sweep what was left over of the Rosary shade over the Sanctuary to just re-intensify the rosy color. And you can see it comes right back without removing sort of the depth from Rosary. Alright, so there we go. To keep it a little more neutral, I'm gonna go back into the Martyr shade, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this over my non-existent crease. I'm not sure why I went so pink considering that I'm wearing a red top, but I can always change my top. Just had a little teensy bit of fallout, so I'm just sweeping that away. And then with the Almond shade, I'm just gonna go over the edges. So before I put down that lid shade, I want to make sure that all of the rest of the halo is softly blended. And actually, if I remove some of the product, I'm not going to be too fussy because I keep telling you I forget that I'm going to work. And I mean, this is fine. It's a beautiful look. It's just a little bit more bold than most chemistry teachers wear to work. So with a Makeup Forever 228 brush, I'm going to take the shade Sacred Heart, and I'm going to go ahead and place that in the center of my lid. This is a really pretty peachy color. It kind of mutes down the pink of the other colors I had going on. I definitely want to deepen my lash line, so I'm going to take the shade Crucifix, and I'm just going to pat that along my upper lash line. Alright, so you can see how much intense that sort of looks. I do want to line my tight line, and I'm using the Marc Jacobs highliner, and this one is in the shade Earthquake. I love these because they're so soft. My eyes usually water really bad, and so the fact that these are soft sort of gets it in and out as fast as possible. And I'm ready to transform. Actually stacks really nicely with the Sacred Heart shade. I'm color switching my finger. I'm gonna apply a little bit of Absolution as well, right in the center. And now I'm going to repeat all those steps on the lower lash lines. I'm going to start with Crucifix with my flat definer brush. Then I'm going in with Sanctuary in the center. Why did I call this Sanctuary? This is not Sanctuary. This is Rosary. You would think with how much I'm using this palette, I would know the shade names already. Finally, with my favorite shade from the palette, I am going to apply Martyr all underneath. When I did the spotlight, I took out a little bit of the liner that I had put on, so I'm just putting that back. I think I'm gonna brighten my inner rim, especially because this is supposed to be a day look. Haha. This is the Rimmel London Waterproof Kohl Kajal. I love this pencil so much. I'm going to finish off the look with a little bit of the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. I just got a notice from the Sephora app that the Pat McGrath stuff is online. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. Alright, so to keep this more daytime, I'm going to apply a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, and I will be right back. To begin my transition, I'm going to go in with the shade Amen. I'm actually going to take this shade all the way to my brow bone because I think it's going to make a very good brow bone highlight. This tutorial might actually end up being a voiceover because I'm looking out my window right now and there are construction workers doing work on the outside of my building, and so if it gets a little bit loud, I might have to switch to a voiceover. For my next shade, I'm going to go into the shade Martyr. When I was swatching this, I knew that I was going to be using this shade a lot. It's sort of an ugly brown color. Ugly but beautiful, you know? Alright, next I'm going in with the shade Devil. I'm not being particularly neat with this because I'm going to cut the front part of my crease a little bit. I'm more concerned with how it looks above the crease. Also, if you notice, I'm kind of flicking my brush outward Just a public service announcement, I am absolutely in love with this brush. It is the softest thing that has ever touched my face. I featured it in a New York City makeup haul, so if you haven't checked that out, I'll leave it linked down below. I think I'm going to try to upload this video first since this video was a special request, so thank you for your request on this video. I wanted to make sure to upload things you're enjoying. So far the shadows are blending beautifully. I'm going to go ahead and go in with that larger brush to just blend out the edges of the double shade, but I didn't add any additional product. I did decide to do my eyes first, but so far it doesn't look like that was really necessary. Now for the outer corner, I'm going to go into the shade Ministry. That shade applied beautifully to my eye. Alright, so now with the shade Crucifix, I'm going to create a transition between the blue and the Devil. Well, the Ministry shade and the Devil shade. I'm also sort of creating a wing as I work with it. I'm reapplying some of the Devil shade where it got blended away. I'm going to use a little bit of concealer to begin to cut the crease. So what I'm going to do is just sort of randomly apply a little bit of concealer. I'm using that Milani concealer that I didn't like too much during my drugstore tutorial. Alright, so I'm gonna look up so that my hooded eyes automatically draw the line. And then I'm going to sharpen it up a little bit. Right where the concealer is, that's exactly where I'm going to apply the shade Exodus. Sort of a lime green shade. Alright, and now with the brush that I had applied the blue, I'm going to just blend those two shades together. I do want to clean up a little bit of the blue line. So now I'm adding a little bit of the Vestment shade in between where Exodus and Ministry meet. I think that just helps create the perfect transition between the two shades. And with that larger brush, I'm just gonna blend out the outside so that there are no harsh edges. Alright, so I'm going to apply a little bit of liquid liner. I want the blue eyeshadow to extend out just a little bit more. I do need to re-intensify the brow bone highlight as well, so I'm going back in with the shade Amen. Alright, so this is the look so far. I'm going to do the inner corner highlight after I do my concealer because I have a tendency to bring my concealer up a little bit high. But yeah, this is the look so far. The eyeshadows have been blending really nicely. I think it looks good so far. I'm really loving the green. So I'm going to go do the rest of my face and I will be right back. Alright, so now that I've done my face, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the lower lash line. I'm basically going to reverse the steps that I used on my upper lash line, beginning with the Martyr shade. Next, I'm going to go in with the Double shade. For my inner corner, I think I am going to go in with the shade Relic. I like how that brightened everything up. Now because I want to keep everything bright, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a white eyeliner for my lower lash line. To finish off the look, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Artist Rouge Matte Lip Color in the shade M105. This is the Brooklyn shade. Alright, that's it for my video. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing both sides of the Satan Center palette. I did enjoy creating this video for you. Please give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it and consider subscribing before you leave. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Please don't forget to let me know which was your favorite look in the comment section down below, and I will see you again very soon on my next video. Bye!